My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. It is Necrobinder Day and I can't be stopped from winning this episode. I'm not saying this run. I'm saying this episode. I will not be the first person in the history of all time to receive the full character sweep, wherein I go through every single character in A10 in order and lose every run. I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. I'm just not fit for the task. I'm afraid I think I'm gonna lose this one. Sorry, win this one and thereby lose that run. This is a lot of well, not a lot of question marks. Hold up, a lot of question marks over here on the left-hand side. Early shot to question marks leads into 4 upgrades. If I went Silver Crucible on top of that, I would have almost my entire deck upgraded before the end of the first floor. Like every new card in my deck will be upgraded. It's pretty hard to argue with the value of that. So I figure what's been happening recently is I wasn't caffeinated enough, so I've drank more caffeine today, and also I was probably too caffeinated, so I've had less to drink. Also, the sun was in my eyes, so I've closed the windows. The game was actually cheating at the time, and also I wasn't even present. It was someone else, actually. They sounded a lot like me, but you'll note they had slightly less dynamism in their voice. Completely different person. Yeah, exactly. The telltale signs. High Five, No Escape, and Shroud. High Five is a nice AoE pick to get early. I really like the consistent defense of Shroud, but you really want to have a Doom source in your deck before you pick that. Because what if I pick that and then suddenly I don't get offered, negative pulse at all this floor? No Escape is fine for a Doom build, but again, you want to have Doom before you use this. You don't want to use this to apply 15 Doom and then cycle and then use it to apply more Doom afterwards. Maybe if you have Transfigure so you can give it replay. I like High Five here. There's No Escape. I really like that Equilibrium. Equilibrium with Invoke. I mean, I can't get both here, but I can get the Equilibrium. Retaining a hand is pretty wild. Don't need the money, so give me Hand Drill. Whenever I break an enemy's block, apply 2 vulnerable. That's actually pretty good. Take some health here. Very glad to have added an AoE card to the deck, considering this fight. I'm gonna try and set up a kill. Equilibrium. Excellent. Okay, no damage taken for us. High Five takes one target down. And makes the other vulnerable. Easy. Veil Piercer, Blight Strike, and Grave Blast. I do like the idea of Blight Strike just giving us, like, solid removal. Because especially with High Five having been already played before it, and let's just assume it is, we're then getting 15 damage and 15 Doom from a single card. And a single energy as well. Veil Piercer is good, again, but it's better in the world where I know what ethereal card it's going to be helping me to play. I think at the moment I get more value out of taking Blight Strike. Let's have Equilibrium upgraded. I'll probably pick a card from here, even if I don't necessarily want one, because I've got 2 upgrades coming really soon. So I'm likely to be able to make something of it, even if I, don't think it would be particularly powerful otherwise. I can take the hit straight to the Ostia there, and then just watch the enemy die to the Doom. Debilitate, Poke, and Defile. If I go Poke, it's... what? Oh no, I can double vulnerability. Oh, I can definitely double vulnerability. Thank you, Debilitate. Upgrade Bodyguard and upgrade Unleash. Yep, now it's only strikes and defense in this deck that are unupgraded. Come on. There it is. High five, and now with double vulnerability on the calcified target in the front line, I just delete you. Whee! I will also save the HP here, though. Neat. There goes the Sea Punk. Sikkim, Scourge, and Wisp. If I'd taken Poke earlier, I'd definitely be taking Sikkim now. But because I haven't, I won't. I will take Scourge because I am going to be moving up and upgrading. And once Scourge is drawing 2 cards, okay. Yeah, it's a good source of damage as well as a good source of... yeah, this is just a removal card at the moment. It's a good source of damage as well as... a good source of doom as well as a good source of draw, rather. When it's only replacing itself. Ugh. A little less enthused about the whole situation. High five, and then we can take out the backliner, saving more health than a defend would defend us. Blight Strike to destroy 1. Just a little bit more. I haven't got Debilitate on anyone. 17 from Unleash. Okay, I'm just going to go 17, Blight Strike, Defend. All of this knowing that the enemy's not going to attack next turn. So I get 2 turns worth of damage against the Phantasmal Gardener before I have to worry about a response. Blight Strike, Scourge, and Drain Power. Drain Power definitely, it doesn't have upgraded targets in this deck anymore. Pretty fun. I don't think I need to take a Scourge here. We've got a shop in the next space. I'll spend money on a card that I want to upgrade here. Fetch isn't bad. I do like the 0 costs Osty attack. It doesn't really have that much to do with our deck at the moment. Ideally, weaken or large individual sources of damage would be what we find, but considering we don't see either of those here, I'll happily take this. It'll make it much easier for me to branch into taking more Osty attack later, which I'm not against doing. This could just be like a versatile underscore for an Osty deck. High five Blight Strike. Would have been nice to have a cleanse in this deck, alas we don't. Oh, Equilibrium almost fully defends us. Get it, Equilibrium. Start with Scourge and then Fetch, so that this Beckon goes into a new discard pile. So does that one. Yay, I get to see a whole hand before I have to do any more. High five and Blight Strike again, I guess? But I broke. Equilibrium Beckon, covers us comfortably that turn. A little worried that Scourge is going to draw into Beckons here, but... Is that a reason not to do it? Actually, no, I throw Debilitate Blight Strike here, get 20 damage and 20 Blight on the target. And then do I want to drop Bodyguard? Yeah, I'll need the additional defense on a turn coming up. I don't want to have to throw away the Gigantification Potion if I can avoid it. Okay. This is the last attack I think I can reasonably expect. Because this turn should definitely be the kill. Yeah, I'll be taking 6 damage direct. Yeah, I'm on 1 HP, but the enemy is dead, and that's all that matters. domain. Man, if I took that Veil Breaker earlier, that domain would be ridiculous here. Sacrifice retains itself anyway. Not that I'm really building large Osti HP. And Necro Mastery works off of Osti HP. Not that I'm building large HP for Osti. I'll take domain and just figure out how to play it. Upgrading it will make it a lot easier. Ooh, Pale's Tears. If you end your turn with unspent energy, gain 2 additional energy next turn. Remove 5 cards from your deck after each combat. Add 1 back, randomly upgraded. I could remove all of the strikes and domain, and the deck becomes really good for a while. And then as each of the strike, I don't think 9 damage strike. Would I still remove 9 damage strike? I think Pale's Tears is what I want to go with. It's just a little difficult for me to conceive of the turn that I'm capable of spending 2 energy and feeling comfortable about it. Upgrades aren't as important as they were last floor. Hell, they stopped being important at a certain point last floor as well. But question marks, especially on this floor, will be useful. There's a couple of those question marks you can build a home on. It's not great. This one's just going to be bodyguard defend and then take a bunch of damage, but we gain additional energy next turn, and that's nice. Yay, now I get to play all of my cards. Yeah, maybe I should have used that regen potion a lot earlier than now. Oh well. Scourge the front. High Five takes out Backliner, and then Stagger Block take out the Bullbug. Lethality, Sow, and Scourge. So there is some value in lethality here, I think, and it's because stacking multipliers is ridiculous. So this is a multiplier of vulnerability. This enhances the multiplier from vulnerability. And then this is another multiplier. And stacking all those atop one another, suddenly a strike is doing like 20, 30 damage. I'll take a single lethality in this deck. I'll drop a defend. I don't want to have to dig too far to try and find a strike. I'll take the defend. And I was going to cut in here, I think. Ooh, Gigantification Potion. This is why you hold on to it. Upgraded rare power? Yes, please. Sentry mode. At the start of your turn, add a sweeping gaze into your hand. A zero-cost zero-cost Osti attack that does 10 damage to a random enemy. Yeah? Sorry, Huey had something to say in the background. Yeah, buddy? Woof, woof, woof. He's patrolling like someone's in the house. But no one's in the house. Maybe he's echolocating. You okay, buddy? Sentry mode or Reaper form. Reaper form, whenever attacks apply damage, apply that much doom. Which obviously has quite a lot of synergy with this deck as well. This gives us scaling. This just gives us, like, you know, more consistent damage. Reaper form is going to be a little hard to play until Pale's Tears. Domain makes it a lot easier. It's already got retain. Damn, that's disgusting. That was such a good space for us to go to. God, the question marks are good. Yeah? Just hit my leg with a paw. What's up, buddy? I can free a hand. Alright. Probably not going to be in this fight long enough to utilize a full regen potion, unfortunately. Whoa, hold up. I'm not gonna throw the 17 damage attack. I forgot about Pale's Tears again for a second there. I need to make sure I keep reminding myself that this is a thing that I have. Now we stop. Beautiful. High five. I should have played lethality first. Oops. So Blight Strike. The enemy is halving our damage, but we're still dealing 15, which is nice. So what? 15, 30. You aren't 30 away from dead. Oh, but you are a little closer than that. If I drop a strike on you as well. Nope. Nope, it's fine. I can't count. I'm not going to take any direct damage to myself here, but I got to attack you 3 times this turn. Never mind. Thankfully, Equilibrium has our full defense there. Oops. But we've got Pendulum drawing us a card at the top of the next fight, so that's nice. And a Grave Warden already upgraded. Happy to take that. One more question mark for me. I feel like I'm probably going to be in this fight long enough to use the regen potion. I'm going to use Lethality Blight Strike on this first turn. And then I'm going to hold the defend. Because I think the additional energy is worth more than defending with 5 this turn. I don't think I'm going to be here long enough for the regen pot to get much value. God, if I could just get a second regen pot on top of this regen pot, it'd be so good. I gotta get rid of the toxicity and defend. I'd love to have killed there. Or played Domain. That would have been nice too. Nine away on Might. $11, 24, 11, 20. Oh, God. I can have a rest in the next space, but then I have to book myself in for 2 elites immediately afterwards. God damn. Having a lot of difficulty keeping pace here. Toxic will go High 5, Debilitate, Light Strike for 20, and I'm not going to fetch just in case. No, never mind, there's not a Toxic in the draw pile to get. Still not going to fetch. Calcify, Countdown, and another Grave Warden. I almost feel like I have to take the additional Grave Warden. Am I light defense? Yeah, I'm still light on defense. Because of how scared I am of this fight, I'll pop the regen potion early. Let's get some additional energy coming our way, as well as the additional draw. That'll help. Incoming's 24. I'd love to be able to play that Reaper form. It's got to be Equilibrium. Bodyguard. Defend. And then wait. High 5's almost lethal on the front line, but it's not. But it almost is. God, I really need to upgrade Domain, but I'm going to have to rest. I wonder what it's like to play this card that I drafted. I bet it's fun. Okay, I'm going to reperform High 5 and then fetch to take out the frontliner before its turn. I'll be taking 2 damage here, but I'll also be healing 2 damage with the regen. And this will then give me the opportunity... Yeah? To take out Obscura. Because I'll have the reperform out. I never said I was going to take out Obscura this turn. Whoa. I wanted to get value out of my regen potion. Please. As much as I want to just... Oh, no, wait. I can defend. Light Strike, defend, defend. There you go. Damn, Light Strike did work there. Reeve, Sicken, and Defile. I don't think those are what's missing from this deck. I do think I have to rest here no matter what I want to do. God, a domain upgrade would have hit so well. Holy Smooth Stone, that'll help our defense, certainly. One additional point of dex. Scourge. And for safety's sake, I'm going to bodyguard rather than lethality here. Happy to have made some decisions for safety's sake. Equilibrium plus Grave Warden. It's going to keep us comfy. Another Grave Warden. Then I can play Reaper Form, keeping my additional energy, only taking damage to Osty. And oh my god, we even play Domain. It's real. I can play my rare cards. I'm literally allowed. No more energy that turn, though. Look at this 6 energy a turn. What are you going to do against 6 energy a turn, huh? I see. Alright. High five. Fetch. Light Strike. Big old ward. Actually, I don't even need the next turn to happen, so don't care how much energy I have there. Stable Serum. Borrowed Time. I do have Retain. It would really help me get Reaper Form out on the right turns. You can't have the Oddly Smooth Stone. I don't even want to give you 100 gold. I'd love to remove a strike from this deck. You can have a Stable Serum, though. I just got that. It's brand new. Let's upgrade that domain so I can play it, because it is ethereal, so I can't retain it. Oh, boy. That card sure says Transfigure, don't it? I was going to click something else. But that card said what it did, and then I had to do what I did. Alright, Scourge. I'll drop the Grave Warden. Take a little bit of damage this turn. High five, then debilitate, then blight strike and fetch. Oh, I would have played that equilibrium. I should have fetched first. Yeah, I was setting up for this. Reaper Form, 20, lethality, 30, 30 as well. I just wanted to kill him before the second phase of the attacks. Of course, now that the Endomancer's dead, I get the hard counter. Liquid Bronze. And a Happy Flower every 3 turns. Gain energy. I don't know if I need another Blight Strike in this deck. I certainly don't think that's what's missing. This one's going to be Rest, and really it's going to be whether or not I can get Domain out early. Like, Domain turn 1 would be stupid here. Play Lethality and a Strike. The annoying thing is, as much as, you know, Reaper Form turn 1 would be good, I do need to keep energy because of things like this. Yeah. I can play Domain this turn, that's the most important thing. Gonna Scourge to see if I can get a defend card of any kind. That's fine. Defend, Domain. Beautiful. Now I actually have energy to work with. I have energy to work with. I'm not alive anymore, but I do have... Five. It's the best I can do. Which isn't good enough for a lot of reasons there. 22, 27. So let's go 22, debilitate, throw that in as well. Do I Grave Warden before the stop? No, I save the Grave Warden as a defensive play for a later turn. Which means I Equilibrium Strike. I need to race this enemy down. And, yeah, I've got good damage and good damage modifiers on them as well. Like, as long as I can survive a little bit longer. 1, 2... That's survival. Yeah, 30 damage and 30 blight to you. 12 damage, 12 blight. It's not gonna get you there, is it? Next turn's gonna be atrocious. 12 damage, 12 blight takes you to 107 and 193. Sorry, 207 and 193. Yeah, so I can't patch that gap. Which means I need to have a defensive option for the next turn, a thing I do not currently have in the deck. God damn. I'm gonna have a lot of energy. I gotta be able to deal with 22 damage this turn now. How do I think I'm gonna be able to do that? Thankfully, I did draw literally my only defensive card here, which is 12 block. That's capable of getting me from a transfigured version of itself. I can definitely kill the enemy this turn. That's not in question. Whether or not I can survive them... At the moment, it looks like I probably have a better chance with transfiguring a soul and trying to draw 4, Scourge draws 2, Fetch draws 1, Soul draws 2. No, I can't even get to the new deck cycle. Okay. So is there any way I can do 219 damage this turn? The answer is not going to surprise you. As long as you think it's no as well, we're on the same page. 10 damage between the two of us, 24 incoming, I can block 12. Yeah, we're dead. God damn. We got him. He's dead. He's literally dead. Look at him. He's right there. He's dead. But it hasn't been 30 minutes yet, which means boom, we're going again. Yeah, coming to that fight with just a little bit more HP, or, and this is crucial, if I'd been able to see the card Defy at any point, so I would be able to add a source of weaken to an enemy, that also would have done absolute work in that run. What with the debilitative goal? Clam! Oops, I accidentally clicked it. Oh boy. These paths, bud. These paths. I'm gonna get to here and then decide where I have to go, because I'm definitely not starting at a shop that's doing nothing for me. That shop's empty. Okay, easy bodyguard. Can I have a cleanse this run so I can remove the beckons, please? Oh. Damn. So double berry is obviously stupid and fun, but I still have to find the energy for it. And also, it doesn't even kill bosses, right? It'll do a lot of work, absolutely, but in the end game... In the end game, though, Shroud, double Shroud will still be relevant. Whenever I play Doom, gain 6 block. Now, am I committing to Doom very early? Yes. Next question. Yes, Samantha. No, season 2 hasn't started filming yet, actually. We're still working on some of the deals with the principal actors. Fingers crossed, of course, you know? It'll be good to get the gang back together. Felix. No, I don't think I'll be taking Gorge here. It does give us the opportunity to get... Oh, actually, no. Negative Pulse is available in Gorge. And it's actually also the card that I got. That's great. Defy's pretty good as well, but I do need to make sure that I actually put some damage in this deck too, not just Doom. Osty's not bad for that, giving Retain to a card. Osty Snap specifically. It's not great damage, but Retention allows you to maximize damage on the right turns. The Defy Defend, obviously really good as well. Give me that Retention. That's fine. I can take a little bit of Aussie damage in order to retain a defend. 9, 7, 16. Not capable of taking out a target here. Woof. Or rather, I can, but... Ugh. If only I could do it in one hit or two. Alas. There you go. I gotta take 9 damage. Finally, I've got Shroud out. Ooh, the big defend. Pull from below, Grave Warden, and pull aggro. I'm not against taking a Grave Warden, but I don't want to put that much defense in this deck, because ideally it's get to Shroud as soon as possible, and then your defense is playing Doom. So every card I take that bloats out my ability to get to Shroud as quickly as possible makes that significantly worse. Of course, it'll all be a lot easier when I have enough Shroud cards in the deck to play... enough Doom cards in the deck to play Shroud and a Doom card on the same turn. Delay is good enough to go in still. I really don't feel comfortable going into this gauntlet. I'm only going to get 1 upgrade on this left-hand side, but... Ooh, Petrified Toad. Whenever you start combat, gain Petrified Toad. Ooh, double Shroud, and then drop the negative pulse, and there it is! Woohoo! Snap to hold a strike for this hand, and then a potion-shaped rock. Takes that Corpse Slug down to Dying to Doom this turn. Delaying a single strike for the back line. Oh, never mind, we can get him. As long as we have the ability to kill him that turn, we're on easy street. Second negative pulse. I would happily take a Doombringer and... Oh, what's the last one? No Escape. Also Countdown. Just getting so much block a turn. Let's upgrade Shroud. Additional block from negative pulse is huge. No, it's not. Additional block from delay is huge. Negative pulse already blocks ridiculously, courtesy of the Shroud. It's the whole reason I'm excited about it in the first place. There you go, now you've summoned a friend. I can drop the pulse. Although I'll drop the one that doesn't retain. And I'll kill that guy. Oh, look at all that defense. Bodyguard, strike, snap, hold. Another one of the defense. Beautiful. Pulse will solve it. No need to use the potion-shaped rock there. Misery. Misery is a great way to spread Doom. Put it on one target, it'll put Doom on all the other targets. Obviously, it only really matters in a multi-target fight, to be fair. I say, having immediately encountered one where it does not matter at all. Double Shroud delay, thank you. I'll give retain to the card even if I intend to play it. Because it'll still have that retain by the next time I draw it. The value of potions has gone down significantly now that I get a potion at the top of every fight. So I'm more than happy to pop the plating potion there. Invoke, Blight Strike, and Snap. I'm not against taking a Blight Strike. I don't want to invoke more, to be honest. Healing. This one I will go for the elite. Oh, thank heck. It's the AoE elite, and I get the Shroud on first turn with a negative pulse already. Ridiculous. Can I get another pulse? I can indeed. And not only can we get that, I can also then spread that debuff to the rest of the field. 47 block, by the way, if you even care. Now we just got these two jokers. Easy. We even leave here with the pendulum ready. Book of the 5 Rings. Every 5 cards you add to your deck. Heal 20 HP. Blight Strike, Wisp, and Death March. Again, I really need not to bloat this deck because the power level of this deck is how soon I can play Shroud. I will drop a potion for the Vuln there. Snap through Pulse. Oh, there we are. Okay, I'll use the Vuln pot here, and then Misery spreads that vulnerability as well as additional Doom. And then I can just attack my way through the rest of it. Invoke Afterlife Berry, no thank you. Delay really wants its upgrade. The second point of energy matters so much. Especially if I'm going to be playing Beckons consistently, as the Soulfish fight is telling me I might. God, I'd love to be able to destroy those. Should I fish for possibly... what's it called? Entropy. It allows you to reform a card at the top of each turn. Probably be happier in retrospect to have that shockwave. My next hand's not especially expensive. Oh, no, it will be. I'll Blade Delay. We've got the additional draw from Pendulum. So snap the Pulse for a turn where the enemy's actually attacking and I need to defend. Otherwise, just go all out. Glad that turn lined up there when the enemy wasn't doing anything. Okay, the other one that has Retain doesn't have to be played here. We are just banking up HP on Aussie as well, so we're getting more damage there too. Oh boy, that's a lot of beckons, buddy. I couldn't have played all of those if I wanted to. Here's the proof. I did want to. I don't think I've got much time left in this fight to play an Invoke. Okay, I was really unlucky drawing what I drew earlier. As it turns out, there was only one beckon left in the entire draw pile after I drew that hand. Okay, we're pretty close on the kill here. Hopefully we don't just get the worst turn in... Alright, never mind, we did. But hopefully we don't get another one. It's getting funny. Alright, now you have to stop. Now it's actually a problem. I don't have the damage to kill you in a single card, so... We'll be here a mite longer. And you know what? At the cost of 6 damage to me from Beckon, die. Yeah, we made it exactly through that fight. Reperform. It's every attack now shields us for 6. Remove 4 cards from the deck. When you shuffle the draw pile, add a soot into your draw pile. That's fine. I don't care about adding soots in the draw pile because the second draw pile is the much easier one for me to manage. By then, I've got cards retaining. I'm drawing additional cards. I've got buffs out on the field. That's huge. Can I remove another card this floor? Yes, and relatively early. I take the left-hand path. Delay in a block? We'll even imbalance the back line by spreading the imbalance debuff to them. So now only one of you is allowed to attack each turn. Beautiful. Nope. See, this is a Reperform deck. How how? I gotta say, block on turn 1? It's pretty good for me. Venerable T-Set's also pretty good. I don't think I've paid to remove a card from this deck yet. Which means if removal only costs 100 for me. I can buy 2 of these relics. A free upgrade on that Reperform is ridiculous for us. Retaining it allows us to play it at the right turn after an invoke or a delay. Looks like all's well. I'm gonna delay. Invoke defend. Snap to keep misery. Okay, we've got so much energy this turn. Reperform, bodyguard, drop the unleash. And misery. And pulse. Okay, maybe I could use having a second attack in the deck. Do I have exactly 1, 2, 3? I got 3 attack cards in the deck. I need more. That's not enough. Oh boy. I'm gonna upgrade this whole hand because I don't want to take that much damage. Yeah, see, if I drew an attack turn that attack card rather than that previous turn, everything would have been a lot better. Well, I know what to draft here. Fear? I don't really want that vulnerability. Grave Blast does allow me to pull back another 0-cost attack, which a lot of the time is good enough. Look into this power potion. Give me Neurosurge. I don't want to take that much damage here if I can. God, that doesn't help that much. Well, at least we get the frontliner down. Also worth noting, Neurosurge is applying 3 Doom to us at the start of each turn, which is 6 block from Shroud. Neurosurge would be incredible with this deck. God. I mean, it's not like there's ever a time when Neurosurge is bad, to be clear. But it would do so well here. Grave Blast back another Unleash? Yeah, another Unleash. That'll do it. How many attacks am I going to ask for before I take one? Reeve doesn't count. That's not an attack. It doesn't say the word attack on it. I'll upgrade Grey Blast to be an attack and stay in our deck. So you can Drain Power, Panache. Nope. Just no attacks anywhere. I'll remove a defend. Courier. Merchants cards, relics, and prices are all decreased by 20%. Wait, sorry. You no longer run out of cards, relics, or potions. And your prices are decreased by 20%. Vigorous? I don't think Vigorous is actually that important. Yeah, I don't have any multi-attacks or AoE attacks. I'll take the duplicated 10 max HP because I really like max HP. Misery retaining is really useful as well. Especially in fights like this. Delay. 12, 19, 9. Yeah, 10. Yeah, this is just a game of get Shroud out and then start playing negative pulses. Awkward. Not a great turn for us, but thankfully most available hands up next should be fine. And indeed they are. Okay. Reperform, Misery, look at all that defense, and then I Grey Warden you, and then get Misery back, and then I do it in the other direction. Look at all that additional defense. Mm-hmm. Sadly, the two of them come back while that one dies. All's well, though. I'll eventually get them both dead at the same time. Not sure when that's gonna be. That'll happen. Maybe this turn. Maybe it'll even look exactly like that. GG. Geyser Grab's gonna be no problem for exact. Whoa! Hold up. Someone forgot to kill this Decimillipede. Snap to keep that soot, thank you. Fill my entire hand with them. There we go. Pulse. Completely whiffed it there. I could throw the potion-shaped rock to solve this, but I really want to collect those so that I can turn around in the Kaiser fight a lot more easily. See, not a problem. Block potion, strawberry, Deathbringer. That's doom to all enemies as well as weaken to all enemies. And it costs a reasonable amount of energy. I'm gonna pop this block pot. So I can get an what was it called? Invoke out there so the Reaper form can be played this turn as well. Delay. So I'm going to Grey Warden back the snap so that I can keep this pulse. Beautiful. And I finally feel powerful enough to be going on with. Yeah, I take 5 damage if I hit you, but I gain 6 blocks, so not particularly scared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So much defense for a turn where I was going as aggressive as I possibly could have. Potion of Doom, poke, Great Warden, Silken. No, thank you. Those are just space between me and the cards I need. Ooh, double Shroud first turn. Yeah. Sick as hell. Delay, and then I'll bodyguard and oh, I was gonna bodyguard and unleash. It's fine. Reperform, Misery, Grave Loss, back Misery, and then Misery. All of this in service of defending without having to play a single skill that turn, because you take 9 more damage per skill played that turn because of the multi-attack. So having now done that, I'll retain this Grave Blast. For this... Whoa! I always think the multi-attack's coming out 1 turn earlier than it ends up doing. Well, I get out of there safely, and that's all that really matters. Nonchaku, countdown, thank you! And it's already upgraded as well, so that's just 6 block at the top of each of our turns for us. I desperately want to not have to rest here. But I don't want to be on the other end of this and realize I needed to have rested here. Delay. I'll drop a negative pulse as well and an invoke. Keep Misery until I've dropped Potion of Doom on someone, maybe even some Weaken. Reperform. This early. I'm going to Grey Blast back a Delay. By Jove, I have the ability to play Reperform naturally here. Hell yeah. I'll take 3 damage to the dome for it, but worth. Got some Weaken to spread here, which is huge because they're both Weaken for 1 turn, but Misery turns me around, spreads the Weaken for another turn to Rocket, who now will attack on the Rocket Punch turn with Weaken. One good reason to keep the potion-shaped rock, so I can turn around on a turn I otherwise might not have had that opportunity. And I don't think 3 block matters as much as the 2 additional energy next turn. So it's just about Misery and bouncing it here for us. Snap to hold Delay, which I imagine I won't need this turn, just courtesy of, you know, how every action I take blocks me. There's that Misery and Grey Blast. Deathbringer, Misery, Grey Blast that Misery back, and Misery on the other target. All right. Did I defend? And I rested before this fight. What the hell? When I finish a fight, I swing my mouse up in this direction and I just click a bunch. Not a bunch. It's just a reflex. I just so happened to immediately walk past that, picking up no money and no rare card. But that's actually just because I'm so certain that this run is successful already that I don't need it. And I'm flexing on the run by choosing not to take it. I mean, wouldn't it be great if that was true? First, each 4 cards you play, rather, draw a card. Especially cool. But I think we're looking at... Because we're good at scaling, or rather, we want to scale. So the faster we scale, the far better off we are. Throwing Axe, the first card we play each combat is played an additional time, is going to be ridiculous for us. Sometimes it'll be a power. Like there, where it's another copy of Shroud, which is definitely fine. Reperform and Misery retain. I can just play those on a later turn. Nine block at the start of the turn from Shroud. So ridiculous. I'm gonna snap to save Grey Blast, defend. I've got 2 additional energy next turn, which sets up our lethal. Reperform, Misery. Grey Blast back the same Misery. Misery. Deathbringer. Might be a bit more vulnerable here than I thought. A touch more. I took a little bit of damage to my actual HP there, and I wasn't expecting to. Explosive Ampule versus Lethality, Blight Strike, and Defy upgraded. A second source of weaken in this deck I think is appropriate at this point, especially if it comes with 20 additional health. Yeah, you know what? Weakening you for 2 turns actually isn't a bad first turn. Beautiful. I mean, I'm just thrilled with this. It's going about as well as I could possibly expect and then some. I do think a draw card makes sense in this deck. I haven't got many cards I can give you. Negative Pulse is certainly not one of them, though. Yeah, you can have the Clumsy Curse. You can absolutely have the Clumsy Curse. One that I would never pay to remove, even. Reaper Form this turn versus... Sorry, double Reaper Form this turn. I gotta remember. I gotta remember I have this. Always forget that I have my boss relics somehow, for some reason. Okay. Double Shroud. Misery defends me. Unleash defends me. And you're never gonna guess what the Negative Pulse does. Snap the Grey Blast. I'd like to keep that. I mean, this turn sucks. I'll just do the most reliable version of it, which does result in us taking 11 damage there. Oh, man. Yikes. I really need a couple more attacks in this deck. Okay. I'm starting to get pretty concerned about this whole next turn situation. Unfortunately, I'm not even 2 potions away from killing you. Yep. You can see why I might have been concerned. Let's get one more attack in this deck, eh? What do you think about that? Maybe one more attack. Flatten Afterlife and Defile. Not yet. I know what I said. Damage amping a card, or I transform or defend. I think transform or defend, actually. Yeah, Domain's pretty good if I can afford to play it. First card, first hand each combat is upgraded. Oh, Anchor! Perfect. I love having Anchor for the 14 block on the first turn, plus Venerable Tea Set for 1 additional energy on the first turn. Our whole first hand is upgraded, and the first card we play each combat, we play an additional time. And we don't have to play a defensive card necessarily on that first turn because of all the other defending things. Come on, double domain. Yeah. This one's going to be the double Deathbringer. Reperform, delay, and countdown. I mean, I still haven't got a Shroud out, so... I was about to say damage is still pretty tough for us, but then we drew the Shroud, and all of my problems went away. That's why I was so fastidious about keeping the deck as small as possible, because until I draw that Shroud, we got problems. But once I draw that Shroud, we got solutions. Oof. Yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. Drew us into the weaken and a defend. I really feel like I need additional energy. I'm not certain that you're not just going to pull out stupid damage next turn. I'm going to kill you with the Potion of Doom. Shuriken. I'm not entirely anti-Afterlife here. I am very pro-debilitate, though. You know? There's that pulse feel. Reperform, Grey Blast back a negative pulse. I'll play the negative pulse. And then I'm going to Misery that through the back line, getting myself the perfect amount of defense. Until the enemies ruin it. I was about to say, next Misery draw ends the fight. Unfortunately, I described this as a Misery draw for me. Yeah, I'll be resting after this one. Oh, Misery was the next card in the deck as well. Red Mask. Oh my god. Veil Piercer. I do have a Domain and a Defy and a Pass. Veil Piercer is becoming a little bit more valuable, huh? Danse Macabre. I do have Delay and Deathbringer, each of them giving me 6 block. Not really necessary. Those cards already give me enough block courtesy of what they already do. I'm gonna snap to keep Grey Blast in. Oh, actually, double snap, not bad, not bad. Maybe it was bad. I mean, Deathbringer is what I want to put on the field, but I almost feel like I had to throw 2 potion-shaped rocks to take the Stab It off the field so I don't take too much damage here. Okay, we got Misery. Everything's fine. Going to defy, put misery on you to spread that to everyone else. We'll play Veil Piercer on the top to play Domain as well. Then grab that misery back. Continue weakening everyone. Develop, reperform, and then just get enough Doom on the field. We're comfy again. And Grey Blast is always here now. Beautiful. Go Veil Pierce a pass. Not drawing into the Deathbringer or Negative Pulse, unfortunately. Okay. There's all the AoE we could possibly need, including a Debilitate. I think this is done. Get him. Now, even if I don't want one after this fight, I'll be taking a card. Just in order to trigger the Book of the Five Rings. And then one more rest, get us as close to full HP as we can. This one's going to be like a... We're probably not going to need to focus the Torchhead Amalgam at all. Again, it's double reperform on the first turn. It's very easy. Snap, and then snap. Debilitate, thank you. Deathbringer, Debilitate, and then Misery spreads that weakness and Debilitate back to the front lines. We're only taking 18 from you, and we fully block it with our 30 there. Oh, look at that Domain. Oh, that juicy Domain. Veil Piercer into pass, please. I know I've got Misery next turn, but I don't have Weaken guaranteed, unfortunately. Okay. So, Misery, then Grey Blast that same Misery back, Misery again. Now the Queen dies at the end of this turn. Snap and to defend. Yeah, this was never going to be a problem of a fight. It's the next one that's going to be a real annoyance. Would have been nice to rock up with a couple of potions so I'd be able to remove your artifact debuff. A little bit better than this. For safety's sake, I'm going to snap, hold, delay? Then bodyguard. Okay. I'm really worried about energy. I'm gonna delay and invoke. I lose pass here annoyingly, but I gain a huge amount of energy for next turn, and I've still got, god damn it, 2 of the highest cost cards left in our deck. I mean, having a little bit more comfort playing this turn certainly helps, but it's not. Um... God damn. If I drew this hand next hand and that hand this, like, if you swap those two hands, this run becomes completely different. I think I now struggle. Yep, just based off the fact that I have to play a domain off turn here. God damn it. God damn it. How much defense was I capable of generating that turn? I didn't look at defending myself that turn. I was like, I was pretty certain with the withers. God damn. Should I have given up on the domain play? I wasn't capable of defending myself that turn just by playing Reperform and then attacking twice, right? Even if I was, I would have been on such low health that our next dead draw probably would have killed us. God damn. If both Reperform and Domain weren't literally at the bottom of the first cycle, a thing I was focused on and talking about the entire time and drafting all of my things as a result of trying to manipulate. If they weren't at the bottom of that first cycle, I legitimately think we were running away with that. Alas. I'll just die to this guy, that's okay. We did it! No one thought it was possible, but I managed to streak all 5 characters in 5 episodes in a row without a single win amongst them. I'm gonna break that streak in the next episode, unfortunately, but until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2. Top left is a series playlist for all of my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Our above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Zoe. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves. Hopefully we'll see you all next time.